Hello, hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your August 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Sagittarius. And go ahead if there is some information that you want to come up or an answer that you're really feeling like you need at this time. I'm going to encourage you to just set the intention and ask for it with whatever it is that you like to make requests to. Whether that be God, divine source, the universe. While I'm pulling these oracle cards, and then feel anything in your body, any tension, any frustration, any fear, whatever is coming up for you, just acknowledge it. Okay. Deep breath into the diaphragm. Okay, so the word for you this month, taboo. Take on the role of sacred rebel, release the need to make others comfortable, explore the fringes with pride, especially if it makes you nervous. So this is definitely about going against the grain and really carving your own path. So Sagittarius, you're good at that. It's just about really honoring that part of yourself and emphasizing that this month wherever you feel like you're needed or you're being called to do that. The next card I have for you is gratitude. So showing appreciation for what you have already. If you want more, then show thanks and gratitude for what you already have. And gratitude is the best lubricant for abundance, essentially. So I would say just really work on that and you're going to see the floodgates open. And the affirmation for you is forgiveness. Congratulations, you're being given one of the most powerful superpowers there is, forgiveness. Imagine that you've been bitten by a radioactive forgiver. The point is you suddenly have the ability to forgive people for their flaws, their bad days, and their unkind moments, and their mistakes. And the best thing about forgiveness is that you can apply it to yourself too. Have fun wielding your new power, but remember, with great forgiveness comes great inner peace. Ain't that the truth? Now, I kind of, I like to take the approach of you get to handle your emotions however you want to. You don't have to forgive anyone that you don't want to. And I want to be clear, we're not always ready to give forgiveness, especially when we've been wounded very deeply. But remember that forgiveness is not for the other person. Screw that, whatever. If they hurt you, it's not for them. It's for you. It's so that you can have comfort. It's so that you can have peace. It's for you. So remember that this is something, it's a tool that you can use for yourself and for your personal state, not for anyone else. Okay. And the central energy is the Two of Wands. So you do have a lot of good stuff showing up in August. That is the first thing that I'm seeing here. It's definitely going to be a month of receiving, and I think that the conditions that you have on this are, how authentic are you this month? How much are you listening and honoring yourself and what you want to do? If you are really leading with that, then the rewards are going to be much greater. And the crossing energy is the Hierophant, so it's going to be a time to exercise boundaries and really put some structure around what it is that you're willing to accept. It might be, I find that a lot of Sagittarians tend to be loosey-goosey with their boundaries and just kind of, you're a mutable sign. So it's definitely more go with the flow. It's time to put a little bit more structure around it and draw a line in the sand around what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not. That is going to help you funnel in the good things that you want. Because remember, when you're saying yes to everything, there's a lot that you're saying no to. So be a little bit more critical of what it is that you're allowing into your space. That is definitely within your right, and I think it's going to be a muscle that you can exercise so that you don't attract things that are not quite right or bottom of the barrel. You can actually set boundaries so that you attract higher quality people, places, opportunities, things, etc. What you have shifting out of your life is the Page of Swords. I think that this past, my hit is 3 months, has been a really cerebral time for you, and it has been one of those times in your life when you have a lot of thoughts swirling around, you have a lot going on, there's a lot of ideas that you're probably having about what you want for the future, and this is going to be when you start to see things trickle in, if you're allowing them. Because remember, you can refuse good things. Don't forget about that. It is a certain level of allowance at hand. That's why gratitude is going to really, really help speed things up for you. So just remember that you have good things coming in, but you're going to need to be patient, and you're going to need to set a boundary around what it is that you do and don't want. And the oncoming energy for you is the Nine of Swords. Let me see. This actually looks like there might be some resistance to good things, or some fear of things going right. And a lot of us have this issue if we're not used to that being consistent. And so if you feel like you're afraid of getting good things because it's going to get ripped away from you, that's one of the things that comes up with the Nine of Swords, is I'm scared of things getting bigger. I'm scared of things improving. And it's totally a subconscious limiting belief. So it is about the Four of Cups. Be really, really, really mindful of what you're saying yes and no to. That is going to be a game changer for you in August, because the Four of Cups is about an offer being rejected. So pay attention to what you say yes to and what you say no to. I guarantee you it's going to give you a lot of insight around your habits, your behaviors, and it's going to give you clues as to what's coming into your life and the patterns that you have. So just notice this. It looks like fear, but this is just you really having the opportunity to tackle some limiting beliefs. You have the opportunity to challenge yourself, grow, push past what it is that you've done in the past, and really see some major improvements with this. The outward manifestation, we have the Ace of Wands. I'm going to clarify this one as well. I want to see a little bit more of the context. The Fool. So you're going to have to do things differently. It is about you pushing yourself and kind of having the courage to do what you've never done, and it's not going to be comfortable. I want to be very clear. The Ace of Wands is great for energy, motivation, proactivity, getting things done and making things happen. Great energy for that. But it's not going to come without a price. It does cost you pushing yourself and getting uncomfortable and challenging your comfort zone. And so you have to do that. It's a necessary condition for you to reap the benefits of the Ace of Wands. So don't forget that. In the subconscious, we have the High Priestess. So your intuition is really going to be active in August. More so than usual. You might find that you have more intuitive hits, that you have more things that are coming to the surface and that you feel in your body. Make sure that you acknowledge and show compassion for all parts of yourself, because again, like with this fear, I say this often, fear is trying to protect you. It's trying to keep you safe. So even though it can get out of hand and sabotage you, that's not what it's trying to do. It actually is a necessary function of your brain. So you can just show it a little love, honestly. The more you can practice that, the more you can do that, the easier things are going to be, and then it's not going to be so scary when you have to push past it. So that's kind of why the High Priestess is sitting underneath here. It's saying, okay, all of this stuff is coming to the surface for healing. All of this information, all of these feelings are going to come up. So it's just about sticking with it. It's just about acknowledging it. And if you're acknowledging it and noticing it rather than trying to shove it into a closet, it's going to shift. So don't forget that. The advice for you is the Five of Swords. Okay, I'm going to clarify this one. So this is the Page of Rods. Gosh, I honestly, I think whatever you are feeling around frustration, anger, fear, worry, concern, any negative emotion, because this is really, really representative of negative emotion, and it's showing up in an advice position. So what I am gathering is that you need support here. I know that this is easier said than done, but reaching out is going to be one of the best things that you can do, especially other fire signs, people with really strong fire placements. If you have any friends that are really significant fire signs and have a lot of fire in their chart, that is going to be a good place to start. But it's also anyone you feel comfortable with. I would say remind yourself that it does take a village sometimes, and we all need help. We all need care. We all need love and attention. And so if you give that to yourself and allow yourself to honor this part of your experience, it's going to make this far, far, far better than you could have imagined. So this is a month of release. It's a month of recognizing that you are worth wonderful things, and there might be some defenses in here that are being broken down, but you have to come face to face with them in order for them to heal. So this is a part of your process. External influences. Let's see what's going on. The Chariot. There's a lot of forward movement. Do you see how chaotic this looks down here? It seems like you might be feeling as though you're all over the place, nothing's quite right, there's a lot of movement. It's high, high, high energy with the Chariot. So I think that you might need a few days off, you might need to take a break, you might need to rest a little bit, give some time for yourself. This is all moving forward. It is self-organizing. So I'm going to remind you of that. This is going to clear up, but it's about as you have these emotions come up, whatever they may be, step away from the judgment and the trying to correct them or wanting them to be different. Just notice them. They're here to protect you. They're trying to, they might be a little bit dysfunctional and not working out. And that's okay. You're going to move past it. You're going to heal it. You can respect them and give them a seat at the table because they have things to say. But it's just about remembering that this is temporary. This is not permanent. And in the hopes and fears position, we have the King of Cups. I think that you're wanting that emotional stability a little bit more. By that, I mean, you probably don't like this. I don't think that this is going to be the most comfortable month for you. I'm being honest. And so it's kind of like can't everything just go back to being the status quo and being normal and not feeling so intense and making me really push myself. It's wanting things to be calm, steady, and secure. And you're going to get there, but remember that you are practicing a new skill that you haven't done before. And the outcome of August, we have Judgment. You're in an incubator, so I don't actually think this has anything to do with decision making. If you see how this character is kind of hanging out, peacefully resting, I think that is more of an indication of what's going on at the end of August. Things are calming down and you actually are being given time to integrate all of this healing and learning and growing you're doing. So this looks like things really, really calm down by September. And as for the timeline, if you guys are new to my channel, the way I structure this is the first quarter, week-ish of August, second, third, and fourth quarter. So first we have crown chakra. You might find yourself being a little bit sensitive to the information that's coming in, and just take really good care of your crown. Don't forget that what you think and perceive from other people, you can double check with yourself about whether or not it's your truth. Just because somebody else feels a certain way doesn't mean that you have to feel that way or that it's true for you. Everyone has a different truth. So you can just check in with yourself rather than believing people first thing. Second quarter, we have responsibility, so taking care of business. I think that things pick up. This is where it might get a little bit hectic if you have things piling up. If you have bills due, family obligations, school obligations, work obligations, it just looks like there's a pickup in demand from you. So be extra gentle with yourself. Make sure you're carving out time for yourself during the second quarter, second week. Third quarter, intuitive and psychic prowess. This is in reference to the High Priestess getting all of those messages and really honoring what's going on in your body. I can't emphasize that enough. Be gentle with yourself as often as you can. That way you don't create more resistance within yourself. You want to be really kind and gentle with this part of yourself. Okay, so this, it just looks like I'm getting that this is going to be extra sleepy too. So I think that's why things feel extra chaotic and hectic, is also because there's a dip in energy just because of all the psychic stuff going on and all the intuition that can oftentimes make people tired. And so wrapping up the month, we have slow down. This is a reiteration of this card over here. It's just reminding you to take a break by the end of this month. I think it's going to be jam-packed. I think it's going to be busy. I think it's going to feel like more than you were anticipating or expecting to handle. And you're going to get through it. I think it's just a busy time. I just had a minor heart attack because my memory card was full, but I figured it out. So as usual, we're doing a 3-card pick. Sorry if my thought was interrupted. It took me a while to figure out, but I am back so we can do this 3-card pick and wrap up this reading. As usual, if you have a specific question, you're welcome to ask and then use one of these cards as your answer. You can just use this for guidance, whatever feels right for you. Okay, card number 1. First thing, we have Ace of Coins. So starting a new project is going to be worthwhile for you. I'm getting a strong hit that this has to do with creative projects rather than something that's going to put a lot of pressure on you. I'm taking that approach just because of the nature of this reading that you have going on. I don't actually think that this is going to be professional for a lot of you. Some of you, yes. But a lot of you, this is going to be more about something that recharges your battery than is depleting or requires a great deal of effort, because you're doing a lot of healing this month. So just remember that. Card number 2, we have the Prince of Coins. And this is also about where is your effort going when it comes to what you want to see come to fruition. Where are you applying your efforts? So just keep that in mind. You know, take take a look at where your energy is going and what areas are making you feel depleted, and then start to build off of that. Okay, and anything you want to grow, make sure that you're putting the time and energy into that. And card number 3, we have the, oh gosh, I believe this is the Emperor, yeah. So this is about personal power and moving through this in a way that feels right for you. So it looks like it's going to be a really empowering month, but make sure that you are just honoring the emotional piece that's going along this month as well. You don't want to neglect one just for the sake of like getting over it or rushing through healing, okay? So that is all that I have for the reading. Don't forget, if you're looking to work with me one-on-one or get a tarot spread or ask a question, all of the links are down in the description box to work with me. You are also welcome to go to onyxhealing.com for more goodies and all that good stuff. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. I go live every week on Facebook. And until next time, I hope you have a beautiful August, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.